It's your boy, Mr Schnack, aka Mr Schnack, aka Beard Game Strong. And I'm back again, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching our 2 previous episodes, one with my dad and one with Double. We've hit 51 subscribers on Kicking Down Doors, so thank you guys. Thank you, Tom, behind the camera, who is helping us get here. And shout out to Jesse, who's also here. I'm going to give him an introduction soon. But thank you guys for supporting us, man. It's only been like a week, I think, and got like 500 views on one video. You guys are smashing the like, and we appreciate you. So today I have the legend himself, the man of the hour, UK's finest. He's in the papers. What more can you ask for? Today we have Jesse, everybody, and I want him to give a quick introduction about who he is real quick.
Real quick.
You can give your government name if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Jesse. Online, you might know me as Chooks. Yeah,
where does Chooks come from?
Chooks. Do you know what's funny? Like, it's basically my last name.
Oh,
Chuku,
serious?
yeah, Chuku. But Chooks.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Do you know, I had to simplify
Why
it.
did I not think that?
Yeah. I was surprised you did. Do you know what? I wanted to have it, yeah. I didn't want to put the W there, but it wasn't, because people call me Chooks. Do you know what I mean? But I think when you put a W there, you're like, Chooks. You know what I mean? But it's like,
overemphasize it.
But
Did they used to call you that in America?
Yeah, people just call me Chooks. Like, what's up, Chooks?
Why did that not correlate?
Yeah.
I think it's called the spelling.
It's the spelling.
Yeah.
But it wasn't available, the one I wanted. So, do you know what I mean? Chooks has to roll now.
Damn, I like that. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. As good as can be in these times, in these pandemic times.
Listen, guys, I want to thank Jesse for coming, because outside it's like 29 degrees. Corona who? Like, everyone's out, sun's out, guns out.
It's like carnival.
You know what I mean?
It's like a wireless festival.
Honestly,
in the streets.
every park that we drove past, there was people. You're thinking, wow. Thank God we had our masks on. For those that are asking, we were social distancing.
Yeah.
But like, how's life going besides like everything else?
I mean, as you know, like I just started making content in like March last year, and that's just taken off. So I've just been in that world of just like content creating and being a creative, just showing my creative side. You know, I played basketball, played professional for 4 years, played in America, in the States, and I've always kind of like not neglected my creative side, but I haven't really had the opportunity to show it. Because I've done like videos and stuff like that before, but I wasn't really posting it. Didn't really know like how to
go about it.
Yeah, just doing it for fun, really.
Interesting.
So when everything was halted in that period of time with the first lockdown, it's like boom, got online and yeah,
the rest is history.
The rest was history. Bro.
So then, okay, before we delve into who you are and the man that is known as Chooks, yeah, what other content do you consume outside of the content that you create?
Do you know what, yeah? Do you know what's crazy you asked this, because I find it hard to consume content.
Serious?
Yeah, like I'm really I'm quite critical of like what I'm wearing. Are you a
series person, anime, films?
It has to be good. It has to be good. Like I mean, I could think, what's the last thing I watched? Like I watched like Ozark.
Oh, Ozark's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has to be good. Yeah. I'm not the type of person that could just watch something and like, oh no, trust me,
Snowfall?
It gets good afterwards. I haven't seen it, but I heard it's good.
Snowfall's amazing.
Yeah?
That's definitely something I recommend. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I like mysteries. I like mysteries that I can't figure out. Like I'm always trying to figure out like what's going on. And if I could figure it out easily, then it's not for me. Like I'm like an Inception type of guy.
Okay,
have you watched Westworld?
No.
Westworld. I love Westworld.
Who's
the same guy. Well, it's the same guy who makes it, Christopher Nolan. The actors, to be honest, I couldn't name off the top of my head, but it's, I like that.
So that's the kind of stuff you watch. So as of right now, you haven't been watching anything? Not even NBA?
I haven't been watching the games.
Have you been hearing the news, the Nets?
Yeah, I've seen the Nets.
LaMarcus Aldridge, was it?
Yeah, Aldridge.
Like, what do you think about the Nets?
They look tough.
What do you think about the NBA?
They got Blake Griffin too.
And Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about the NBA and what's happening right now?
Man, it's crazy, man.
Do you think it's good having like all that star power on one team and what players are doing, taking control? To be fair, of their own careers. What do you think about it?
I think you need it now. Because I mean, if you can't beat them, join them. You know what I mean? Like honestly, like there's so many super teams. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna beat all these men like that are teaming up? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You can't blame the Lakers. No. Do you know what I mean, for getting Drummond, which I think is crazy. Because I remember watching Drummond recently, and being like, "Rah, this man looks like LeBron."
He's
but
balling.
yeah,
balling.
he was bringing that up the court. I was like, wait, and he was playing for the Cavs. I was thinking, hold on, is this an old clip? Is this LeBron playing?
Yeah,
it was
he was
drumming,
100%.
and now he's on the Lakers. So
Crazy.
they got LeBron like
kind of
version.
like
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people might roast you for that one, but
they got fake LeBron on their
Yeah.
team. Do you know what I mean? Which is mad.
It's crazy. I definitely agree with you because there's no way if we look back at even let's say 5 years ago that you'd think so many players would be on the same team.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough about NBA. That part of our life is almost done. So let's say in terms of Corona, what do you think about Corona? Do you think we're coming out of lockdown? Are you going to take the vaccine?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm that's a bridge that I'm going to cross when I get to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel
Because
you on that.
I mean, I think when it comes down to it, if that's what I've got to do to travel and do everything, yeah, I might be a little bit skeptical, maybe a little bit, because it's new. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they could tell me as many times as they want, like this is everything's safe and everything, but do you know what I mean? It's still new. Do you know what I mean? That's so in the back of my mind, there is a bit of anxiety.
Do you know what? Now that you say that, there was a customer I drove the other day, and we're talking about the vaccine, this, that, and other, and she was just like, she's a nurse. She said, okay, it's all good and well to take the vaccine, but you still have to wear your mask, you still have to cover up because you can still be asymptomatic and spread it to other people.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of getting the
Exactly.
vaccine.
Why
I'm
get
still going to have to be masked up and do everything else that everyone else is doing. I was like, after I thought about it, I was like, damn, like life really sucks. Like even though you're going to get the vaccine, you're still going to have to cover up.
Exactly.
Do all these guidelines. I mean, people should have been washing their hands before, so if you wasn't, I really don't know. But yeah, like it was kind of weird to hear about that type of thing. But in terms of traveling, I agree with you. Especially with the way our careers are, we're gonna have to travel and eventually take it if we want to get somewhere, I guess, type of thing.
Yeah.
But onto the beginning. What did you start with before everything? Let's say even before basketball. What got you into basketball?
Well, okay, when I was in primary school, I wanted to be a football player, man.
Was you always tall, or did you have a growth spurt?
I didn't have a growth spurt. Well, I didn't have a crazy growth spurt.
Yeah.
I was always tall. I remember even at these ages, like 7, 8, I was taller than some of my friends' parents. Like, honestly. Yeah. I was tall, man. I was tall, bro.
Oh my god,
always
that's so
tall.
funny.
Always tall. But I wanted to play football. Do you know what I mean?
Are you the only child?
Nah, I got an older sister on my dad's side. I got brother, older sisters too. But growing up, it was just me and my sister, my older sister, living with me. She's 4 years older than me. And yeah, I wanted to play football. I didn't make my primary school team, and my primary school was small enough, where if you're a boy and you're not on a football team, you're kind of like no one. Like there's no one really to play with. Everyone else is playing football. Everyone's going to talk about the football game, the football match, and I was just there. And
did you know about basketball at them ages?
I didn't, and I don't remember exactly how it happened. But next thing I know, I remember just bringing a basketball to school and just dribbling it all around the school, watching Antoine mixtapes, and then the next thing I know, they buy a hoop for the playground. Now when I look at it as an adult, I realise that like these teachers probably saw all the events happening, me being sad about football not making it, being alone, like not playing with anyone, and then playing basketball.
Was you the only one in your primary school that didn't play basketball?
Well, when they've got the hoop there, I started just shooting all the time, practicing. And then some other kids like started coming to play with me. And me. And these are the football kids. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just looking like...
Now you're cool.
Not even about being cool. I'm doing all the skills. I remember I'm dribbling it on my knees. I don't know if you remember these and one stuff. I used to dribble it on my dribbling it on my knees, put it through their legs. Do you know what I mean? Like and scoring all that. And then I was like, do you know what? I was thinking I'm nice. I'm gonna take this somewhere.
Where did you go to school then?
So that was Rosary School, primary school in Belsize Park.
What area is that?
It's Hampstead, Camden. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, cool. Like NW, North.
Yeah, man. Very nice area. But also there wasn't really any black people in my school. And going into secondary school, I went to St. Aloysius, which is in
I know St. Aloysius.
You know Aloysius,
right,
but it was a total opposite. I remember even my head teacher told my mum, like, man, are you sure, like, Jesse should go there? Like, I'm worried for him.
Yeah.
Like,
how was it back then?
Well, the school, St. Aloysius was bad at that time. It was gonna close. They only had like one probation year, and if they didn't do well that year, they were gonna close. And when I remember entering that school and looking around, like, where am I? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
There was like fights. Remember scramble? I don't know if they did this where you would scramble where they
for
throw
money.
Yeah. There's like people getting. I remember I knew one guy in the school before I went there. I remember my first day. He was walking me around, showing me what to do, and he was like, "Look, there's this thing called fly kicking. Basically, don't wear your backpack on your bag because someone will jump, like do a fly kick." And I was like, "Is this serious? Like, is this like really?" And like after he said that, I literally saw it right in front of me. This dude like getting fly kicked, like falling down the stairs. I was like, "Raw, this is mad, crazy, man." But I loved it though, and I chose it. As well. I was told, but I chose that school because they had a basketball team. That was one of the only schools I knew had a basketball team.
What country are you from?
Nigeria.
Nigeria, and your parents allowed you to pick the school that you go to?
Well, they had their option. Do you know what I mean? They wanted me to go to Finchley.
I know Finchley as well.
I think they had a basketball team there too. I didn't get in there. I thank God I didn't get in there. Honestly, because it, like being St. Aloysius, going there, it was good, man. It was good.
I didn't even realise how close we went to school then, because I went to Park View first.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to Broomfield.
I didn't know that one.
It's also quite close to St. Aloysius in them areas, or maybe you're probably new around them times. But that's crazy because, okay, so you're primary school, going into secondary school, knowing about basketball. I found out about basketball when I was like 11.
Oh, is it?
Through PE. We were playing catch, and our PE teacher was just like, oh yeah, everyone who caught the ball is going to come play basketball. And that was pretty much it. Went into the gym, and you see all these older guys, tall guys, just dunking, and I was like, wow, like, I was rubbish at football as well, so it was like, damn, I could probably be good at this if I tried. And I was just amazed, and then just like, the rest was history from there. So I can imagine you being at St. Aloysius, how that must have been. Who was the coach?
Well, the coach at the time was called Mr Schnack. He was this Australian guy, and man, he must have saw the potential there, because I remember being year 7, he was literally like, he showed me how to do a layup and stuff. Then he was like, do you know what, you're good and you're picking up, because I was practicing all the time, every chance I could, but I didn't have a club team or nothing. He was like, look, you could go for these like London trials, which is basically when you're on this London team, they play this regional tournament, and then you can play for the England development team. So I remember thinking like, right, that would be sick. So I started going to that, and that was in Brixton, coached by this guy I was talking to you earlier about, James Markham. And I was doing that, and one practice that we had for that team, he didn't come. Another guy came called Che, and Che was the coach for Westminster Warriors at the time. And he said, come to Westminster Warriors, you don't have a team, like, do you know what I mean? So I started like, now I'm really in basketball. I ended up making the England development team under 15s.
Damn, and imagine that's from St. Aloysius. I used to, cause when I moved from my first secondary school, I used to think, damn, how am I going to get into basketball? Where do I go? So you was actually fortunate that your coach at your school knew about basketball and where to take you and where to... Because you went from secondary school straight to London trials.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't even have a club team.
No club.
But I was working.
No one does that.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
but the thing is, I was working. Like, I didn't really know exactly what I was doing until I met Mr Schnack. And he showed me like more fundamentals, the rules of the game and stuff. But I could play because I was practicing all the time. I was watching and one mixtape. Okay, that's not like structured basketball, but I had like some skills. I had the handles, which is enough at that age. Do you know what I mean? Like to be able to like dribble the ball properly and all that, and shoot and all that.
What did your parents think about it?
They to be honest, they just supported it all the way through.
Was you good in terms of your books as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think they understood that it didn't really interfere. If anything, it kind of made it better. But they just supported it.
So when you started going,
they knew I wanted to be a basketball player.
When you started going London trials and stuff, was that far away from home and stuff? Like
that was in Brixton. So I was taking like the train there every weekend, and even going to Brixton, like. Because
that's what I'm saying. I feel like your parents are. Like the anomaly, if that makes sense, to allow their child to travel, because I'm assuming these are young ages, like 12, 13, to travel all the way to Brixton by himself, come back, play, and go and do all them journeys. Like,
you're right.
If you really deep it, not many African households will allow their child at such a young age to travel by himself, do his thing, come back, and da. So
you're right when you think about it. There's a lot of they kind of just trust me a lot that I'm someone who is able to take care of themselves, even to let me go to boarding school and all that.
Boarding school? You went to boarding school?
Yeah, in America.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I went to boarding school in
I thought you meant
America.
boarding school like
no,
in Africa.
No,
like,
but to leave home and go, like I was 17 when I left. Yeah, I'm kind of older, but like even with that, yeah, you're right.
Do you think it's something like if you were to have kids that you'd be wary of as well if they wanted to go out and do certain things?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you have kids, every kid's different. Do you know what I mean? Every kid's different because I could definitely say I wasn't raised the same as my older sister. She didn't have as much like the freedoms as I had. Do you know what I mean? But I definitely didn't exploit my freedoms also. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
Not saying she did, but
yeah, I get what you mean. That's on. Yeah, like it happens, didn't it? Like, so in terms of St. Aloysius, did you go to the sixth form there then?
No. So yeah, I went to Barking Abbey.
Oh no, yeah, you said.
I went to Barking Abbey for 1 year.
1 year.
I went for Barking Abbey for 1 year. At that time though, I thought I was gonna go to America because I was talking to one coach at the time, but it fell through. At
16, before 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that fell through. So yeah, I went Barking Abbey last minute.
How did that happen? Did they recruit you? How was it working?
Yeah, they recruited me like through like I played for England and all that.
Yeah,
so it's just naturally it's like look, Barking Abbey. Yeah.
How was the competition then?
But well.
Oh wait, let's talk about England first. How was England competition? Going through London trials, England, and then competing there. How's the competition there? And seeing other kids around your age that are also quite good as well. How was that?
What do you mean, like when I was how old? Like before I went to Barking Abbey?
Yeah, before.
I think the competition for me, especially because it was all I knew, I thought it was good. Do you know what I mean? I definitely wasn't. I wasn't the best player. I was one of the good players. Of course, I played for the country and stuff, but I wasn't someone who's like dropping all the points that everyone's talking about and stuff.
What position did they have you playing?
Power forward. That's kind of how the position I've kind of just played all the way through. Even though like myself, I know myself as a small forward.
Yeah.
As a small forward or something like that.
I feel like in England they always, when you're tall, just stick them in post and just let the guy do everything else type of thing.
Yeah.
Like when was your like first dunk then? Well, what was your fascination about basketball, should I say? Because for me it was dunking. Like once I learned how to dunk, I felt like I could touch the clouds, like type of thing. You know what I mean? So what was it for you? Yeah,
I think it was just the whole thing because obviously I started off like watching and one. So just doing the skills and stuff, and honestly being tall also, I always wanted to prove to people that I'm not just good because I'm tall. Because people say that in school. Because there was a proper like basketball culture in Aloysius where in the playground they're playing. Do you know what I mean? There was like 3 hoops. And they had the main hoop in the middle that everyone would like crowd around and watch the games. When I was a year 7, I wasn't like straight away there. Do you know what I mean? It's more like watching or playing on the other hoops. But once I started playing in front of all these people, I was more like always trying to do this because people were like, oh, you're good because you're tall. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, cool. And I'll be doing all them things like putting it behind their back. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, those
especially
one
because
things.
Being tall and you've got the handles. Like that's like looking at the Kevin Durant's of today. Yeah. Probably no one's seen that. And I'm pretty sure they probably didn't appreciate it as well at the time when you was doing it. Like, because at those ages, if you're doing all of that, thinking, rare, like I need to be with this guy working out. Like, was you doing any special workouts? What was you doing that made you different?
I think just bringing my ball everywhere, man. Like
dribbling
I literally,
it everywhere.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about this today too because I played in an outdoor court. But when I was younger, I used to do this where I'm walking on the street and like everything is an obstacle. People and like just like a light post or anything. That's a defender. I'm doing crossovers. I'm doing like behind the back. I'm doing all these things. Like man, if I carried that around with me all day, like that's like 20 minutes of ball handling. Do you know what I mean? Every day.
That's so crazy because especially in England, these are like my coach Andrew. She used to always tell us these stories about guys that would just dribble everywhere and stuff like that. I'm thinking, wow, like do people actually do it? So it's amazing to hear you say that you're doing it and it paid off because clearly the American dream and you ended up going to America. So was it from and one where the American dream came from?
Yeah, I'll say generally like just watching TV and movies and stuff. Just the culture, man. It just looked like, man, amazing, man. I want to go there, man. Just watching all these movies and stuff. On top of that, knowing that I wanted to play basketball, it made that stuff even more, like, it intensified it for me. And it's just like, man, everything American, I was just consuming it. I was just consuming it, man. It was a dream.
So then, like, in terms of, let's say, your parents, did you prepare them to the fact that you wanted to go to America?
No. No, man. It's funny because when we're talking about it, I realize that you're right, man. It's not like common that parents are like this, but they were just on board, man. And the thing is, they weren't on board so much that it's like they're coming to every game and stuff like that, but they were just kind of like, yeah, do your thing. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Damn, like,
but
no, I commend your parents
much
for doing that, like, because not many people would be like that. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, most people be like always thinking like, damn, what's he doing? What's he doing? Is he safe? Did you guys have constant communication as well when you were out there?
Yeah, for the most part. But really, I'll say like they're very like kind of more hands off in their approach to like parenting, especially me, because I'm very like introspective. I'm very like I'm very sensible, I guess. That you don't really. I know as parents, like, they don't really have to worry about like.
To be fair, in the way you carry yourself, I can agree with that. Like, you don't give off that aura. Like, you're not a bad person. You're not going to be the one on the road. You're not going to be doing this, that. Just very much do yourself.
I'm sensible. They don't have to worry. It's honestly.
You never gave them a reason to worry.
Never.
So they didn't.
They wouldn't. They know I'm a sensible person. Like, I just get on with it.
For everyone watching, please make sure you're sensible. You're hearing it here live. Like, you have to be sensible so that your parents can allow you to achieve these dreams that you want to achieve.
There you go.
But talk to me about Barking Abbey. How was that?
Yeah, so Barking Abbey, I went there and we had a stacked team. Like, a stacked team. Like, I don't want to like forget anyone's names, but mentionable names are like Teddy Okafor.
Oh, you didn't even mention that. Teddy, that's my guy. Love that.
He was there at Barking Abbey. Ryan Martin. We had
Ryan
Lucas.
As well?
Yeah, we had.
Wait, which Lucas?
Lucas, I don't know if Lucas Volkes.
I played with him.
Oh, is it?
That's my guy as well.
He's good.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Like, our team was stacked, man. And I don't remember winning anything. I don't remember winning anything there. But it's actually such a shame.
Why did you think that?
I don't know, man. Maybe the chemistry wasn't there or whatnot. I don't know. But and to be honest, Barking Abbey back then is not what it is now. Now is they've grown so much, man. It's a completely they're there. But we were kind of more of the grassroots of Barking Abbey. So I think that kind of has part.
Now that you mentioned those names, it must have been lit going to war with those guys, like, and going at it every day. Like,
yeah, definitely.
The fact that you and Teddy both played GB, I'm pretty sure Ryan.
Yeah,
he played GB.
He was in the mix. I'm sure
he was up there as well.
Yeah,
so it's like it's crazy that's the talent that you was amongst, like, and. Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, the timing of it was good because that was right before I went to America.
All of you went to America. All funny that you mentioned. Do you know how crazy that is?
That is true.
I don't think there's been, maybe now, like the Barking Abbeys of today, or let's say, I don't know other teams, maybe like Maya School or so, where they have more than one player going to America. It's rare to get teams or academies like that are grooming players like that to all go America. I'm pretty sure there's more than just the four of you that went.
Oh yeah, Raf.
And during those times as well.
Yeah.
Like, what did you have to do? What was the process in trying to go to America? And did you all have the dream and talk about it with your coaches as well? And did they have any help or input in getting you there?
Well, in my personal process, they wasn't involved with going to America. I don't really think it was in their best interest for me to go to America at the time.
They wanted you to stay another year.
Yeah, I don't know how it is now, but I think that they wanted me to stay there for the duration of my whatever I was doing there, whatever I was studying. But at the time, I was playing for London Pioneers. One family of another teammate. Who's from America. They helped me with the whole process, and basically they sent me a list of all like the college coaches, the high school coaches,
all their high school first.
All their email addresses. They helped me with filming the games and stuff, and I sent out my game tape and a message out to all these schools, and I heard back from a few of them, and eventually the school KUA, the coach was really interested, flew all the way here to watch a practice. And he was sold, and I ended up going there.
Damn! How many years of high school? 2 or 1?
So basically, I was supposed to do 1 year there, and about maybe a month or 2 in, right before the season, and man, I got there. I'll say this first. When I got there, I wasn't sure what to expect. I wasn't sure whether I was gonna like really have to work at a new rate, like to really like keep up with these Americans, because you know, as a British guy going in there, it's like, oh, Americans,
you hear it all the time. Americans are on the next level.
Yeah. But I was prepared, man. I was prepared, and I was killing. I was absolutely killing. I could say that with confidence. I was killing, and man, so many college coaches come in. This was before I even started playing. They're like, "Who's this kid? Where's he from?"
Oh wait,
do you know what I mean?
Before the season.
Before even the season, and like I'll say like just like 2-3 weeks before the season, I got really sick. Man. I had something called Lemire syndrome, and it's pretty much like pneumonia, basically organs failing, everything crazy. And I was in hospital. I was in the ICU for a month. The doctor was like, "Hey man, I don't think you're gonna be playing basketball again." Whoa, yeah, honestly. It was mad. I lost all the weight because at the time that I wasn't like lifting before I got to America, and I was like a big like man, it was crazy. And
how did that make you feel? Like almost like your dream is right here. You've made it across the border, and now they're telling you might not be able to play again.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking, man. Because honestly, I've been working for that moment for so long. I already had college D1 offers before I even played the game. So yeah, I was sick in hospital. Lost all the weight, everything. Like I had even when I was released from hospital, I had like a medicine pouch, and I was still attached to the IV to it. So that like I was getting a drip, and this thing was like a machine, crazy. And yeah, man. And honestly, I wasn't listening to what that doctor said. My body was in pain and everything. Like I couldn't really breathe. Like, but I started as soon as they let me out there. I started a little bit by bit, like getting in the gym, doing what I could do.
How did the coach take it?
Well, okay, so they said they were gonna give me another year to play, because how's that fair? Like I get sick like before the evening. So I used the rest of that year to recover, and then at the end of that year, into spring, I started playing AAU basketball. You know about AAU basketball, like club basketball, and I started doing that. Started getting some offers and stuff like that again. And before the next season that I promised that I'll play at that school, I signed to Lehigh University, because I was just thinking, do you know what, this school's right for me. Do you know what I mean? Like this is for their level of interest. Like it's like calm, and plus with the way my body was feeling, I was kind of feeling like, man, am I gonna make it through like 4 years of university? I wasn't even sure, so I just thought, you know, this is a good academic school, right, good academic school too, so I could fall back on that if that didn't work out.
Okay, so damn, that's a lot to even take in. Can you quickly shed some light on, besides you being sick, some difficulties and hardships that you can experience while being in America? Because I know there's going to be a lot of young viewers who are thinking that it's all rainbows once you get out there. Like, what kind
as
of
a basketball player, yeah, man. I'll say, actually, I think even it doesn't even matter, like being a basketball player or anything. Just being a British guy in America, a black British guy in my case. There's much more of a culture shock than you would imagine, and things there are a lot of things there are different.
What state was you in?
So I went to the boarding school I went to was in New Hampshire, which is very north. It's very nice, like community, because it was a very small school. So it was nearly even like a family type of environment. Then going into university, it was much more like, all right, this is America. And yeah, man, I think the difficulty mostly for me was just like not being able to just be around my friends and family and people that really get really get who I am and stuff, like being around that, because I found that
you're the only British guy there.
Yeah, and I found like with American stuff, like a lot of them, their world is really just America. And that's it.
They don't know nothing outside.
No, not really. So
I used to hate that when I was in America. Like, you want to eat tea, biscuits and crumpets and all this stuff. Like, bro, like, it's not that. Like, I eat the same food that you probably eat. The only difference is you guys have extra stuff in it that we don't have. So it's like, like you said, they're very, that's it kind of thing. So what do you say for a younger guy looking to go out there? What could they do to improve their chances of going out there?
Of going out there in the first place.
And is it the best route to go?
Depends on what your end goal is. Depends on what your end goal is, because you don't have to go to America, especially now.
What was your end goal?
My end goal was playing the NBA.
Okay, cool.
My end goal was playing the NBA. So for that reason, it makes sense to be in America. But even with that now,
nowadays you don't really need to.
You don't have to,
you go
man.
via Europe, as long as you got a lot of coverage and exposure and people know who you are. I guess there's different routes that you can go and get there too, to be fair. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, I'll say just know the end goal. But I think if your goal is to play at the highest level possible, then that's what you should do at every stage. So you should strive to play for the highest. So if you're whatever league you're in, are you playing in the best league possible that you can, against the best competition possibly that you can? Once you're doing that, then you're making sure that like your skills and your level of play is at a certain level. Do you know what I mean? To take it to the next step.
How much did you work out?
I think with stuff like that, for me, like some people like saying like, oh, like I did 2 a day, I did 1. But for me, like especially at that age, I just did as much as I could. I did as much as I could. I wouldn't say that's the smartest thing to do though.
How come?
Because you kind of realize, especially when you get older, you realize that
the toll it takes on your body.
Yeah, it does take a toll. Like if you don't do it, if you're not structured with it and stuff, it can be like that. Especially if you're someone who works like me. Like I'm a workaholic. When I pick something up, I just work. Am I too tired to work? All right, I sleep. All right, I'm back to work. And that's what I was doing with basketball. Any opportunity, and to be honest, especially being in England, there isn't as much opportunity.
Yeah,
when I went to America though, especially after I was sick, and you could just go to the gym. You guys don't want to go to the gym?
Yeah.
Like the gym is open, it's free. But when you have something like that, you take it for granted. Do you know what I mean? But man, when I was there, I was always on the gun, shooting. It rebounds back to me at least. Do you know what I mean? Every day, every morning.
So I guess being in England, what advice would you give those that are watching in terms of what things they can do to work out? Because I always used to tell my brother like, okay, you can do your ball handling every day. There's no excuse as to why you're not doing your ball handling even in lockdown.
Yeah.
So like, what else could they do? I try to tell him actually this as well, because shout out to Coach Frank. He used to make us write in our notebooks that the workouts we do, so like your push-ups, your sit-ups, your squats and whatever. But a lot of kids are lazy and they don't understand that these are small things, and you may look at them as small when you're young, but they add up over time, and it's all about volume. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely, man. It has like, I don't know if it's the right word, but like a compounding effect where it's like over time, like
it just builds up.
It just builds, and you can't see when you're working or when you're practicing or anything, you can't see so much progress that you're making from day to day. At some point, it just feels like, I'm just in a cycle of like doing these things, but really,
one day you wake up and
you're in a different place from where you were like from 2 months ago working on the same thing. There's no way that you work on your ball handling for 2 months and you're the same ball handling unless you're not pushing yourself. So I'll say like that stuff is just important to just be consistent with it, man.
How about game situation and putting that into game perspective? How do you get over that boundary of, let's say you're someone that wasn't getting minutes or you don't have no confidence? Is there any trick to it, do you think?
I'll say using your imagination, man. That's something I did always, because they say your brain don't know the difference between what's real and what's fake. So, for instance,
that's a good point.
Yeah. So if like clutch situations, for instance, you can't really practice clutch situations. You know what I mean? Like, okay, the game is on the line. You got to make a free throw. Like you could practice shooting 1,000 free throws just like that. But really, if you imagine the moment, okay, game's on the line, imagine the crowd, the noise, boom, and dribbling. How's this situation feel like? How am I going to be in this situation? And honestly, for me, I think that's practice, like, of that situation.
Do you know, I wish I kind of had that. I think one thing when I was playing basketball, especially when I was young, when I wasn't that good, I didn't have any mentors or older guys to kind of tell me that, oh, yo, this is what you need to be doing, this, that, and the other. I was someone that, in practice, I can make a layup, I can hit a free, game time, wide open, right-hand layup. Just crumble and then just feel like crying and the world is just all over type of thing. Like, so it's strange, but I like that, and I hope for those that are listening that you heard that. Be creative.
It's a mental game.
Yeah, all mental. Like if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will, and it will reflect in your game type of thing. Like I'm sure, just like Jesse, every game that, especially when I would say that I started believing myself, I wanted to drop 50 every game, and then if I didn't, I'd be upset. I'd compete with my boys like, oh, how much are you dropping? Like, oh, I'm dropping this type of thing.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, you meet more and more people, and then you also learn that the game isn't just about points. You got to play defense as well.
Exactly.
You got to rebound. And I guess the good thing about when I was rubbish, I was good at rebounding.
Oh,
so at least, even though I was short, I was the hustler. Like, I'm going to try to get the steals, trying to get the rebound, and then thankfully it correlated in my game later on because I didn't neglect those things and stuff like that. But okay, what sacrifices did you have to make it in terms of going to America, playing basketball?
Leisure, man. Like, I just remember, especially being that age, like, I wanted to just play like Call of Duty with my friends. Do you know what I mean? But you know, I got practice after school, and at the time I was working too. I was a paper boy.
Damn,
So,
really? No, I respect that.
Yeah,
I tried to get some paper round work, but there was no one hiring me.
Oh, is it?
But damn, you did paper round as well. No, you're definitely like a hustler of hustlers.
Nah, trust. It was that was one of the hardest things. Like, in fact, that probably prepared me like for basketball to be a pro, like more than anything. Because the discipline that you needed, like it was every single morning, Monday to Sunday.
Whoa.
Yeah, 5:50. I'll have to get to the shop.
And this is during school as well.
Yeah, during school, and that's I'll have to do it fast. I have to do it good and like fast. Do you know what I mean? I can't make mistakes because otherwise I'm gonna be late to school.
Wow.
Even though I made like a little deal with my teacher, my home teacher. Do you know what I mean? That's like, look, I work this job, so like sometimes like I'll just come in like 30 seconds before the bell rings, and he'd be like, yeah, come. Like, I get it.
But I like that you used your initiative to communicate. So I guess another thing someone can take from this is communication. You communicate to your teacher and let them know this is what's happening, rather than not telling them at all and whatnot. And no, that's initiative. You was very like.
Nah, I say you make me sound smart, but I didn't have a choice because I came late once or twice, and he's like, "Why are you late?" And I literally just had to tell him like, "Look, I'm working this job. Like, I'm a paper boy," and he must have been like, he must have respected me for it. Do you know what I mean?
Was there any reason for you wanting to do the paper round, or was it just?
My parents wouldn't just buy me like stuff. Like, I'll get things for like my birthday or for Christmas. For instance, I might get a PlayStation. I got a PlayStation 2 for Christmas. Alright, I get a game on my birthday, and then that whole time, do you know what I mean? So I remember I wanted this game. I don't know if you know, it was Oblivion.
Nah.
It was Oblivion, Skyrim.
I know Skyrim.
Skyrim, that's what it's called. Was it called Skyrim, or was it? It was one of these type of Elder Scrolls games, and I remember looking at the graphics. Oh, this game looks sick. But it must have been like May or June or something like that, and I didn't have money. So I was like, boom, I'm gonna work. And
how did you go about approaching Bossman to get the job? Like, did you have a CV? Like,
nah, I just went. One of my neighbors who thought it was a good idea. Also, we just went together around all the newsagents in the area. I was like, do you guys do paper rounds? Like, I'm looking for a job. We just went to each shop, and then a few of them said yes. I started at one shop, like that was more local to me. And I think, how much was I getting? Like £20 a week or something like that. And
and imagine back in the day, that's a lot of money.
That was a lot, but it was also a tough round because I was around Hampstead. It was really hilly, and my bike, like the brakes were kind of couldn't trust them. Couldn't trust them. And then I eventually, I moved from there. I got a job in Regent's Park, and when I arrived there, they had another paper boy, and he was showing me the round, and we were gonna share it. Because it was like 3 routes, and I did the route so fast that they fired him and made me do all 3 because I'm an athlete. I remember this guy showing me the round, and he was sat down on the bench, and I was thinking, why are you sitting down? And so I'm just taking a break, and then I was thinking, damn, you need a break? Like,
so did they pay you more for taking this?
Yeah, I got like £45 for that, which at the time, I was balling. I remember at break time in school, like going to KFC. I remember I was with my friends, like, what do you want? You got money? Some popcorn chicken. It was nice, man. It was nice to make money, but it was actually a big responsibility, and it was a lot of hard work, man. No lions at all. Not for one day. No, every day, wake up.
Big respect on you for doing that, because not many people. 2 years, Monday to Sunday.
The only time I got off was like the England, when I went on like an England trip. I didn't get like no sleep-ins, nothing.
Damn. So you're used to this routine lifestyle, waking up early in the morning, being productive with your day, and maximizing to the max, literally.
Yeah, man. Just taking opportunities.
And that's even funny you say that. you're riding that bike probably up hills, down hills, whatever.
Yeah.
Monday to Sunday every day.
Yeah.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
And you've got hella bounce right now.
Oh yeah, probably.
Like that probably added up and you didn't even know.
Yeah, probably.
Like stuff like that is crazy because even reminded me at one point I used to ride my bike to training a lot. Like I used to think like, Rhett, you never really think that these small things can add up to what you're doing. But yeah, riding bike I'll definitely recommend for those that want balance. Like ride your bike, like it's good on your calves, your quad, everything. Like it's really really good in that. So yeah, talk to me about how was Lehigh and everything going on there. Like 4 years. Who did you meet? I saw the picture of CJ McCullum.
Oh yeah.
So he was your teammate.
Yeah. So when I remember going on my visit, and I remember watching them practice. Yeah. And he was on one team, on the practice team, and the score must have went high. I think they were playing to like 11, and the score must have been like 9-2 or for CJ's team. Yeah. And the coach was like, "All right, CJ, now you switch teams."
Was he the senior at your?
No, he was a junior when I was on my visit. When I was in high school on my visit there, and
bro, CJ McCullum's a teammate.
Yeah.
Your friend.
I mean, I'm cool with him, but like we ain't on the phone every.
Even still, like CJ's a killer.
Yeah.
But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, and then the coach will switch him to give him a challenge. Yeah. Like now bring this team from 2 and make them win, and he did it. And I remember just watching, not just that he did it, watching the way that he did it was I never seen like anyone play like that in real life. Like, do you know what I mean? Like he was so good. He was so good. I remember going to one of the coaches, Rod, like, do you think this guy could like play in the NBA? Yeah. And then I asked one of them, and I don't know whether he was joking or something, because this guy was like, he was kind of a jokester, but I remember him being like, nah, man, like, I was thinking, what? If this guy can't make it, who can? No, honestly, if this guy can't make it, who can make it? But I learned a lot from just observing him. This guy,
how's his work ethic and that? Because I definitely believe that would translate into your work ethic and everything in the team. It must have been contagious, like. Yeah,
I think so, man. Like he's a good guy. He's a good guy, so I could just kind of ask him questions in general. Like, I was like, how many shots you shooting? Like, do you know what I mean? I asked a question like, but just watching him, like, he lived it too. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember I was just going to class one day, cold day, like just trying to get the rain and everything, and I just see this guy CJ with basketball. I'm like, what are you doing? We ain't got practice till later. And it's like, oh man, I gotta get like free throws up. I gotta shoot like as much as I can before my next class. And I just hit me, like, here I am, like like, what am I doing? Like, I'm just chilling, like just trying to like waste time, like play some video game before my next, and this guy's getting up free throws like as much as he can. Like, he worked. He really worked. But that's the thing, like, during my time in America, like I've been around a lot of people that, like, you know, played and ended up playing in the NBA and stuff, and out of all of them, he's the one that I saw that not only had like natural talent, but also had that work ethic. And I think that's why he's so good. Yeah, I think that's why he's so good.
Crazy.
Because you see that a lot. You see a lot of people with just natural talent. They're just kind of good. They get by, you know, at different levels.
But I guess that's the difference between an all-star and like the average player.
Yeah.
Like,
but funny enough,
he hasn't been an all-star yet. Oh my god.
He should.
I saw that up there. I was like, wow, the disrespect. Yeah. This guy's a killer, like, bro, certified bucket.
I'm telling you, he's
the truth.
He should be, but as LeBron said, he's super nice.
Yeah, he's super. You know, like that. Oh man, and you know, if LeBron says it, it's true. Like, so, nah, that's crazy. So then, besides basketball, how was the education system in America in terms of college and everything? What did you study, actually?
So I studied psychology, was my major, and I minored in graphic design. Yeah, man, like, if I could...
Was it tough, balancing both?
It was tough. It was tough. There was times where I was just like, oh, man, I don't want to go to class. Like, I just want to do one thing, like play basketball. Do you know what I mean? But to be fair, I really enjoyed everything graphic design. But that's naturally just because I'm more of a creative type of person. That I just enjoyed the environment, or just like being free to be creative. But the psychology, it was definitely tough. And Lehigh is an academic school, really. Like, it's not one of them schools you go and because you're on the basketball team, you're cool. No.
They literally books first.
Yeah, it was second. Tough, man. I remember I had like some stats class. Stats was my worst subject, and I remember showing up and I was just so confused. And then like halfway through, I show up at the class and say, "All right, today we're learning imaginary numbers. I was like, what? I couldn't even get the real numbers. no, we're imaginary. Oh man.
I can imagine. I should be like, damn. What else? What else is there?
Imaginary numbers, boy. Nah.
Oh,
no, never again.
So was it okay? So it was tough, but eventually you got the hang of it.
Yeah, I got the hang of it. To be honest, by the time I was a senior, yeah, I understood like, especially how to write papers in a way that is like, okay, I could kind of even leave this like to the last minute,
yeah.
and now even because I have the pressure,
yeah.
I'm just gonna. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna get distracted or anything, and that's what I was kind of doing. It was.
Do you think their school system's easier than here?
Well, I haven't really studied this. I don't know.